And I had my sights set on the EOS R, but there was one thing that was stopping me from pulling the trigger, and that was its inability to shoot 120.
The video you kind of saw me watching in that intro bit was actually one of the first videos I saw on James's channel, and I saw that he was sharing it on Twitter one day, and I was like, I have to go check this out. I have to see what this is all about. I always find it very interesting to be able to watch these comparison videos between two different cameras, so I thought maybe we could compare and contrast my camera, the Fuji XT3, against James's camera, the Canon EOS R. One reason I thought that would be a lot of fun is because I was about to buy the EOS R prior to getting this Fuji camera, because I was already familiar with Canon. I'd used them for like 10 years, and I thought, well, hey, maybe that's a great upgrade to go to. Now, what I'm going to do is kind of go into this video comparison blindly and show you one of my clips and one of James's clips in just random orders, so you can kind of guess whose is whose. You'll probably be able to guess that pretty easily, maybe, but I want you to see these differences without thinking about the particular cameras, and then we'll do a side-by-side comparison, and we'll follow up with some thoughts on that. Without further ado, let's take a look at some of these clips. When I originally messaged James about doing these videos, one thing was pretty clear that we wanted to have on both sides is at the end of the day, neither camera necessarily wins or loses. And the reason for that is if you really look at these clips side by side and show them in a video, you wouldn't really know. I mean, you're not going to be able to watch my videos or James's videos or anybody else's on the internet and be like, oh, I know exactly what camera they used. Cameras are pretty equal across the board, and it doesn't necessarily matter what you shoot or how you shoot, as long as what you're putting out there and the story that you're telling is the best possible story that you can tell. Now, obviously, between my Fujifilm and his EOS R, there's a lot of pros and cons to each camera. One of the cons to my camera is I don't have a flip-out screen where I can see myself right now, so I either have to link to the Fuji app on my phone to get everything nice and neat and set up, or I have to pull out my external monitor to be able to see that, which in a lot of cases I like to use it anyhow, but think about in the sense of vlogging or something to that degree, it gets kind of painful to have to carry around an extra big monitor, so most of the time I just have to kind of shoot in the dark and hope that I'm filming what I am, whereas on the Canon systems, you don't really have to worry about that. Another factor into the whole situation is cost. When I purchased the Fuji XT3, I actually got mine refurbished for about $1,200, but the EOS R was way more expensive than that at the time. When I checked on the XT3s the other day, they were selling about $1,500, so you do save some money buying that, so that'd be one pro of going to the Fuji system. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what camera you use, as long as you're able to utilize it in the ways that you want to. And, you know, I used to get a lot of comments that would dog me because I spoke highly of other companies other than Canon when I was doing like a Canon review video on lenses or certain bodies or things like that, people would get mad because I made suggestive, positive comments towards things like Sony or Nikon or Panasonic or even Fujifilm. And they would get very defensive because I wasn't talking that, Canon was the best overall camera for you. And that was always a problem for me because for me, I don't care what creators are using to create their content, such as Evan Ramft, who uses Leicas and Nikons, and then you have Cody Blue, who uses more of the Sony systems. Myself is on Fujifilm, James, and Peter McKinnon and a bunch of others have always been huge Canon supporters, and everybody at the end of the day creates great content. So by having this comparison, I just wanted to show you that they're pretty equal. The way that we're getting in the world today, there's really not huge gaps anymore like there used to be. So I guess the takeaway from today's video that James and I would like you to know is that at the end of the day, storytelling is the most important factor of all. But be sure you go give James some love and support. He has the video up on his channel as well with some of his thoughts and his own creative look on how we did this comparison video. He's definitely a great creator, and I really hope he keeps up the great work because he's going to grow huge in this world. He has great quality, and he's just got a cool personality, so be sure to go check out his channel. And most importantly of all, be sure to create something new today.